I just keep replaying yesterday's Sixers game in my head, and when I look at Ben Simmons, I'm just upset. I'm bummed. And I love him. I think he's a great player. He has the potential to be a great player. But I'm just underwhelmed. He's supposed to be this star for this team. He's supposed to take over games. He isn't better than he was last season. Is that fair to say? He is not better. If anything, he's the same. He's the same. But that's not good enough. To be a superstar in this league, you can't be the same as you were last year. Now, people want to defend him after last night's game and say it's because he didn't want to bump heads with Jimmy Butler for his first game. But this goes farther back than just last night's game where he did horrendous in 31 minutes and only had 9 points and only took 5 shot attempts. I'm looking at the entire season so far. This Sixers team, they're what, 9-7 now? I'm looking at the entire 16 games. He's not dominant enough taking it to the rim. It's more than just the jump shots for me. Of course he's not taking jump shots. And yes, that bothers me. Because we knew what his problem was last year when he got exposed by the Celtics. We knew. But here's my issue. He's just not taking it to the rack. Like, there are times where you see him take it to the hole and he slam dunks it with authority and he brings the power. Do that more. Do that more. Now, I love Ben. I do. I'm not saying trade him. I'm not. But I'm just disappointed in what we've seen from him so far this season. He hasn't taken the next step. He hasn't. And it's more than just the jump shot. It really is. To me, he's not physical going to the rim. I feel like he's a worse passer, believe it or not. When he's going hard and he picks up his dribble and he's in midair and he's telegraphing passes, I feel like that was worse than it was last year. And think about this. If he had 10 more points last night, so we're playing with 19, do we win that basketball game last night? Yes. And I know I've mentioned this multiple times, but you can see the difference in Joel Embiid this season compared to last. I don't see it with Ben. And that upsets me because he's too talented. He's got the skill set. He's a beast. He has the ability to be a beast. So why? Why is he not taking the jump? Why has he not been a difference maker? And quite frankly, it bothers me. It does. Do I want him on the Sixers? Absolutely. I'm just expressing my feelings. I'm ranting about it because it bothers me. Of course I would love to see him add a little jumper. Honestly, I don't care if he went out there, and I know he's not going to because we would have seen it by now, but just take a 10-foot jumper and square up to the basket. He's too embarrassed. He doesn't have the confidence in it. We haven't seen any sort of even an attempt. Don't give me these fadeaway jumpers as attempts. He's been doing that since he started, and it's just as hideous as it was when it started. Don't give me the baby hooks. That's not what I'm talking about. It's hard to be a point guard in today's NBA and not have any sort of shot. He has the ability to be a freak and a star, a superstar. But not taking that jump from last year in the playoffs to this season is killing me. Killing me. Now, hopefully, Jimmy Butler knocks some sense into him. It seems all friendly, fun and games right now. Jimmy Butler just got here. He doesn't want to overstep on everyone. I get it. But at some point here, Jimmy Butler's got to step up and then demand a little bit more. And you saw that with Amir Johnson yesterday. He actually was talking to Amir, like, yo, you got to shoot that, bruh. So he needs to do that with Ben. I'm not a Ben hater. But as a fan, I am disappointed on the step that he didn't take. Something needs to change. Something needs to change. And I will be happy with just being more dominant going to the rim. Scoring 20 points, taking it to the rack. That's fine. But he cannot be a 9-point scorer a night. He needs to be at the 20. You look at Fultz last night in his 20 minutes. 8 points, couple assists, couple rebounds. Ben Simmons almost had the same exact stat line. He had a couple more in other categories. But regardless, it shouldn't even be close. It shouldn't be close between the two. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated with him. I love him so much. I hold him to such a high standard. But that's because we all know he can be that type of player. But he didn't take the step. Let me know what you think down below.